Can loving Christians be irrational bigots? In claiming absolute truth and adhering to a standard of morality, does Christianity pose a threat to freedom? Could Christians live in peace with those they believe to be condemned by God? Are Christians intolerant to atheists or even other Christians of different denominations? Some Christians liken being intolerant to going through the narrow gate to God, as described in Matthew 7. But others consider such people as narrow-minded, irrational bigots. American culture has become increasingly divisive. Many, including some evangelical Christians, find it difficult even to talk to those with opposing views, like Muslims, atheists, Mormons, or even LGBTQ persons. Tolerance and accepting absolute truth are not mutually exclusive. Christ claimed absolute truth. He claimed to be the way to eternal life, and that no one could come to the Father except through him. Yet Christ was breathtakingly tolerant. He allowed a prostitute to wash his feet with her hair. He commended a hated Roman centurion. He partied with despised tax collectors, and he healed Samaritan lepers alike. One of the longest conversations recorded in the New Testament was between Christ and a pagan, promiscuous female Samaritan. The narrow gate is the path of following Christ. We learn from him how to live. We put him above all else, and we understand his teachings as we obey him joyfully. Following Christ gives us freedom, but real freedom requires restrictions. For fish to live freely, they need to be restricted to the water. True freedom requires us to stay within certain boundaries. We are made in God's image, so we need to follow Christ. Following Christ means being more than tolerant of others. We aren't called merely to tolerate them, but rather we should love them as we love ourselves. If we want to be a great violinist or a great football player, we need years of discipline and lessons. To be Christ's disciples requires no less. This is the narrow gate. Though narrow, Christ will be with us on this path. To conclude, we shouldn't be so sure of ourselves. Be sure of God. Narrow-mindedly devote ourselves to him, but broad-mindedly accept and love others. We hope you enjoyed this summary of a John Ortberg sermon. For more summaries like this, visit insightfulsermons.com.